Ah, yes. Humanity's obsession with non-human entities, a tale as old as time. Or at least as old as when people started blaming weird nighttime visitors for their problems. For thousands of years, humans have recorded encounters with creatures that, let's be honest, probably didn't have our best interests at heart. Ancient texts whisper of celestial beings descending from the heavens. Medieval manuscripts describe eerie nighttime visitations by incubi and succubi. And modern abductees talk about small grey figures poking them with unsettling enthusiasm. Coincidence? Sure, let's go with that. But here is the real question. Are these so-called extraterrestrials really just aliens from some faraway galaxy who got lost on a cosmic road trip? Or is something older and darker lurking beneath the surface? You see, the Book of Enoch might have some interesting things to say about all this. According to this ancient text, certain rebellious angels known as the Watchers decided to break divine protocol, descend to Earth, and, well, let's just say their extracurricular activities resulted in some interesting offspring. These were the Nephilim, the giants, the unnatural hybrids, part angel, part human, and according to biblical texts, a serious problem. And wouldn't you know it, stories of hybridization, genetic tampering, and interdimensional entities didn't stop in ancient times. They just rebranded. Now, instead of fallen angels taking an inconvenient interest in human women, we have little grey dudes with bug eyes kidnapping farmers, performing bizarre medical examinations, and wiping memories like they're the men in black. Because that sounds way more reasonable. Oh, and speaking of people who like to mess with interdimensional doorways, let's not forget our very own pioneers of rocket science. The ones who just happened to dabble in esoteric rituals, summoning strange entities. You know, the usual hobbies. So, are they extraterrestrials? Poor interdimensional beings? Fallen angels still pulling cosmic pranks on unsuspecting humans? Whatever the answer, one thing is clear. Humanity has spent centuries documenting bizarre encounters. The only thing that's changed is the PR campaign. Welcome to the Metaphysical Mysteries rabbit hole on Metamysterium. Once upon a time, before the days of tinfoil hats and flying saucers, humanity had a very different way of explaining late-night intrusions. Meet Ludovico Maria Sinisteri, a 17th century priest and theologian who took his studies of demoniality, the interaction between humans and supernatural entities, very seriously. While most of his contemporaries were busy blaming witches for bad weather, Sinisteri had a different concern. What if those things sneaking into your room at night aren't demons, but something else? Oh yes, dear viewer. According to Sinisteris demoniality, the medieval world had its own version of alien abduction stories. Except, instead of little grey men, you got incubus and succubus otherworldly beings that were just as enthusiastic about probing as modern-day extraterrestrials. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. Sinisteri didn't believe these entities were your typical fire and brimstone demons. No. He proposed something far weirder, according to his work. incubi and succubi weren't fallen angels or evil spirits, but an entirely separate race of rational, corporeal, and spiritual beings that could interact with humans, reproduce, and on occasion create human hybrids. Sound familiar? Yes, that's right. Sinistry was basically describing the alien hybrid program in the 1600s. Jack Parsons, one of the founding fathers of America's space program, wasn't just interested in getting rockets off the ground. He was also deeply invested in Enochian magic and summoning Babylon, a goddess entity he and L. Ron Hubbard, yes, that L. Ron Hubbard believed would birth the Antichrist. What could possibly go wrong? There's more. Because if we go back even further, all the way to the Book of Enoch, we find another eerily similar scenario. Enoch 6-7 tells the tale of a rogue band of Watchers angels who decided celestial life was a bit too boring. So they took a detour to Earth, fell in love, if you can call it that, with human women, and fathered an entire race of Nephilim, gigantic human-angel hybrids, who apparently made such a mess of civilization that God had to hit the reset button with a flood. So let's get this straight. Medieval texts describe supernatural entities engaging with humans, creating hybrid. The Book of Enoch describes fallen angels engaging with humans, creating hybrids, and corrupting mankind. Modern alien abduction reports describe extraterrestrial entities engaging with humans, creating hybrids, and manipulating DNA. At what point does this stop being a coincidence and start being a case of really bad déjà vu? And yet, skeptics would have you believe that these stories are all completely unrelated, that medieval demonology, biblical texts, and modern UFO phenomena have absolutely nothing in common. Sure, and Bigfoot just happens to be good at hide-and-seek. The bottom line, humanity has been encountering something for thousands of years. Whether you call them demons, angels, aliens, or interdimensional tricksters, the patterns are undeniable. The only thing that's changed is the branding. Subscribe for part 2 to go deeper down the metaphysical mystery rabbit hole.